Hey guys, what's up? It's Instagamer. I have a lot of updates to talk to you about, mostly regarding two topics, my life and streaming. So I think this will be really informational for you, and I'm using this format because I really wanted you guys to hear what I have to say. I just have some random gameplay that I haven't used before, but it's nothing crazy, so feel free to minimize the window if you would rather focus on something else while listening. So first, my life updates. I will most likely be moving on February 1st. I should hopefully be finding out today if everything is solidified. I ended up breaking my lease early. So I was supposed to be here through the end of spring semester. However, it turned out, as many of you know, I go to school at Harvard, and there were some changes to my master's program where now some of the courses I need are only available online. So I moved to Boston specifically to go to school here, and with those changes, I don't have to be here anymore, and I might have to come back in the future, but for now, I don't need to be here. And so I'm going to be moving back to New Jersey to be closer with my family, and also YouTube Space is in New York. So YouTube has a couple of spaces throughout the world for people to use, and there's two in the US, one in LA, which is why so many YouTubers live in LA, and one in New York City. So by moving back to New Jersey, I'm going to be able to use that space a lot more to bring you a specific type of content that I haven't been able to do so far, but will with the resources of the studio. So I really can't wait to be there. As a result, I am probably going to be recording a lot of content in advance for you guys, because once I move, it's going to take time to get my computer set up, and I wouldn't want you to be without content. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time recording, editing, rendering, uploading, just to make sure I have everything ready for you before I move. And that's also part of why I'm using this format. My room is in a bit of shambles right now as I'm getting ready to move. What'll happen is once I move in February, you'll also see a greater diversity of content in my channel. I've been really trying to decide between three types of content for my channel. One would be Let's Plays of fairly complete games like The Walking Dead, or other fairly well-known titles, some of which would be older. Then there would be indie games, both shitty and good. And finally, edited content, that highly edited, maybe 3-minute or less, 5-minute or less videos that are funny. And all three are very different styles, and I've been torn between the indie games, Let's Plays, and edited videos. And a benefit of being a small channel is that I don't have to choose. I can do all of them. So in February, you'll be starting to see more of a difference and more of a diversity in content. And I'm really going to be looking for your feedback to see which types of videos you enjoy, to see which I should pursue. You know, some types of games like Let's Plays are really good for people who are already subscribed, and other types of videos like edited videos or shorter videos are much better for acquiring a new audience and helping me to continue to grow. So I'm going to be toying with the different types of content and seeing how it works out. You know, a lot of you might have noticed that my channel was growing extremely quickly at first, and then as of about mid-October onward, and definitely from the end of October on, I had to shift my focus to some things in my personal life, so my growth slowed. But coming February, that's going to change as I start really toying with things and figuring out what is going to allow me to grow, because the more I grow, the better the content I can bring to you. Finally, streaming and Twitch. This is a really big topic that I've been thinking a lot about. Many of you have been asking me when I'm going to go back on Twitch, and it's pretty awesome that you guys miss me on Twitch, because I miss you a lot too. And every time I would go on Twitch, by the end of the stream, I would walk away feeling so incredibly happy, because Twitch, I can really feel your support through, and I love being with you guys. For those of you who are familiar with how I've done Twitch in the past, I've always done Twitch Tuesdays, where at 8 p.m. p.m. Eastern, I would go on Twitch for an hour to an hour and a half, and I would do that once a week. Now, YouTube is still going to be my priority, as I've pretty much never been happier in my life than I have been doing the things I do for YouTube and getting to share it with you all. However, part of me taking YouTube more seriously is going to be taking gaming more seriously and Twitch more seriously as well, because it is a way to diversify. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Twitch, a lot of professional streamers actually will stay on Twitch for 8 hours a day, many days out of the week, and they almost treat it like a 9-to-5 job where they're putting in that many hours every day on Twitch. And I don't know that I'm going to be going that crazy with it, because YouTube is still my focus and YouTube takes a lot of time editing videos and stuff, but I do want to be able to do longer streams on Twitch. And the problem with playing the same type of content on Twitch as I do on my channel is that I do a lot of variety games. I do a lot of Let's Plays, which I can't play on Twitch while putting on YouTube, because the conversations I have in Twitch would take us out of the immersion of the game, so I wouldn't really be able to use it as YouTube content. They're simply different formats. And the edited or funny type of videos too, those are usually good for a few minutes of fun, but not good for playing for 4 or 8 hours in a row. So for Twitch, you really, if you want to play for many hours, you really need the kind of game that drives you. And this is the background about me that I was saying that you guys will get to hear that you don't know. I'm actually a very competitive player and tend to get very good at the games I choose to focus on. And you don't get to see that because I share the silly side with you on YouTube, the fun and the stupidness and everything funny about it. But I'm actually one of those people that can easily spend hours a day on one specific game getting good. And it started when I was a kid. I was a chess player. At my roots, I'm actually an extremely competitive player. And it started when I was young playing chess, and I was a competitive player. I played tournaments and held many titles, both state and nationally, and I was also invited to play internationally on a team representing the US. I eventually gave up on chess to focus on school and other more normal things. But then when I was in college, I ended up playing World of Warcraft, and I got highly competitive with that. I was in a top-ranked raiding guild. We were in the top 5% of the US, and I was their top damage rogue. And we would raid for 5 to 7 hours every day. So I would typically be playing 8 to 15 hours every day. And I was able to do this while I was in college. And I took it extremely seriously. So now with Twitch and needing a game that I could play for hours and be interested in, World of Warcraft seems like a pretty natural choice. The only thing is, back when I played World of Warcraft, it was during the Burning Crusade, and it was at the height of competitiveness and World of Warcraft's popularity. It was just starting to go mainstream, but it was extremely hardcore still, and you didn't get ahead in that game unless you put in a ton of hours. It was the only way. And nowadays, when I get back into it, it's weird because I can feel that same level of addiction, but they've changed it so much for casual players versus how it was between, 2008, 2010. Now it's very casual. So I wonder, why would I want to put in all those hours when what's the end game? And not level 100 end game. I mean end game in real life for playing that game. Is there any benefit to putting in that amount of time besides having a game to play on Twitch? And then I was realizing, there has been a major shift in gaming from MMORPGs like World of Warcraft to MOBAs like League of Legends and Dota. And I'm really starting to think that I'm going to try playing League of Legends or Dota, see which one I enjoy better. And I think I might start doing that on Twitch for the main reason, if I do enjoy playing those games for hours, there's an end game. There are tournaments, and there are esports competitions for it that I could actually get into that just don't exist for World of Warcraft. And for me, that would be a pretty natural progression because I'm used to tournament play from when I played chess. So why not focus on a game where I can take my love of gaming and putting hours into it every day and sharing that with you on Twitch, and then actually being able to play in tournaments if I end up becoming good at it and I enjoy it. It's just another way that I might be able to make YouTube and gaming a career. So my main concern with it is I'm not sure how much you guys will enjoy it because League or Dota are very different than the type of games I currently play on my channel, and just as different as WoW is, and the same reason I haven't hosted WoW content on my channel because I wasn't sure if you guys would enjoy it. However, on Twitch, it's very different. These games are really enjoyed, and my only concern would be, will you guys enjoy watching my streams if I do that? Now, from what I've seen at my streams, you guys really love getting to talk to each other, and half the time it doesn't matter what game I'm playing because everyone just uses it more as a hangout to talk to each other and talk to me. And I mean, that's one of the amazing things about the community we've built here. We all really love interacting with each other. So in that sense, I'm not too concerned that you guys will enjoy it, but I am a little concerned about doing that on Twitch. You know, the upside is you guys will get to see a lot more of me. The potential downside is I'm not sure if you guys will enjoy that game or those games. Like, let's say I decide to do World of Warcraft, which I love to pieces. I'm not sure if you guys are going to enjoy watching it, or if it'll be boring for you. So long story short is I'm moving. That is going to impact my content, and my content for Twitch will likely change, but that will also mean that I'll be able to spend many, many more hours on Twitch than if I were to just try to play a game like Five Nights at Freddy's, which I would never play for 8 hours a day, for example, or The Forest, or H1Z1, or any other kind of game like that. If you have any thoughts on any of this, especially on League of Legends or Dota, MOBAs like it, or any sort of competitive games that you'd like to recommend, I'd be interested in hearing them. I'm not really into first-person shooters, so I figure a MOBA would be a more natural progression after being into MMORPGs, which are, for me, my heart in gaming, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and what you think. And in my spare time, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I've been pretty addicted to it, but before I go fully down the World of Warcraft rabbit hole, I think I'm going to step back a little bit and try out League, try out Dota, see if either of them seem interesting to me, and that will be the kind of content you might see on Twitch once I start picking it up again, which will likely be in February. Thank you guys for bearing with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!